Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing the reopening of Bangkok and Greater Thailand in the aftermath of the COVID-19 crisis that we've had here and sort of the spread. As those who are watching this are probably aware, we've now come to a point where coronavirus cases are being tabulated quite low. It's my understanding we've been in single digits for multiple days at this point. The quote-unquote flattening of the curve initiative seems to have been successful, and things are in the process of reopening. In a recent article from the Bangkok Post, that's bangkokpost.com, article is titled Lockdown to Ease Sunday. So we're making this video on May the 1st. The Sunday, May the 3rd, is when, according to the decrees that have been promulgated, these easing of restrictions will commence, for lack of a better term. Quoting directly, the first stage of the easing of COVID-19 curbs will take effect nationwide on Sunday, and it will take 14 days to assess whether or not the next stages, including the reopening of department stores, can proceed. So for those who are unaware, this first phase, I believe it's called the white phase. It's like white, green, yellow, orange, red, I believe, are the phases. This white phase is going to be phase one. They're going to sort of assess, then they're going to have a reassessment and look to phase two of opening further things. But in this first easing, if you will, again, quoting further, details of places which will be allowed to reopen in provinces nationwide on Sunday when restrictions under the emergency decree will be relaxed. Similar relaxations in Bangkok will also take effect on Sunday. So first is fresh markets. So fresh markets, flea markets, floating markets, community markets, walking streets, roadside stalls. Small food and beverage, dessert and ice cream shops outside department stores. Customers must be seated apart. So this is small eateries, and I'm presuming they've got to have some kind of licensure if they're indoors, so restaurant license type of thing. But it's small eateries, and they're very clear about the fact that they can't be inside malls, they can't be inside department stores. Again, the policy thrust here seems to be aimed at keeping large gatherings from taking place, so keeping clusters from forming to spread the virus further. It's notable that, again, this is not in malls, not in department stores. It's only sort of small mom and pop shops, mom and pop kind of eateries. And it should be noted that, and we'll get into this in a moment, that there are certain criteria which still are going to be imposed in order to lessen the likelihood of COVID-19 transmission. Other things that are open are going to be open are supermarkets, eating areas and convenience stores, vehicles, hawking goods, small retail outlets, community retail outlets selling telecom and telecommunication devices, exercise, so public parks, for example, but no team sports. So things that are not, that allow for social distancing, for lack of a better term. Barbers and hairdressers can provide only cutting, washing, and drying services, pet grooming, and pet boarding shops. So kind of a restricted list, but it's definitely a good sign. Things are reopening. There remains an alcohol ban in place, presumably for the month of May. We're going to make another video contemporaneously with this one to go ahead and talk about the alcohol ban in further detail. But again, to quote just one more thing, again from that Bangkok Post article, quoting directly, Dr. Tawisilp, and that's the person that is heading up the coronavirus sort of task force, if you will, said, while the activities were allowed, operators had to implement disease control measures such as cleaning, use of face masks for everyone, distancing, and hand sanitation. So again, whereas you may have a small restaurant or cafe that will allow people to be able to sit down and perhaps have a coffee, they're going to have distancing rules that have to be maintained. and that looks like that's going to be in place at least for the forthcoming few weeks until this overarching issue has abated.